Let's turn to the Middle East now, and in the last half an hour or so we've heard from the US Vice-President JD Vance, who is in Israel, where he expressed, quote, great optimism over the US brokered Gaza ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. The visit follows deadly attacks in Gaza over the weekend. 2 Israeli soldiers were killed in an incident in Rafah. Dozens of Palestinians were killed in Israeli airstrikes. Well, criticising what he described as media cynicism, Mr. Vance said President Trump's plan is progressing as expected.
I want to say that there is this weird attitude I've sensed in the American media, in the Western media, where there's almost this desire to root for failure, that every time something bad happens, that every time that there's an act of violence, there's this inclination to say, oh, this is the end of the ceasefire, this is the end of the peace plan. It's not the end. It is, in fact, exactly how this is going to have to happen when you have people who hate each other, who've been fighting against each other for a very long time. We are doing very well. We are in a very good place. We're going to have to keep working on it, but I think we have the team to do exactly that.
Well, that was JD Vance. Let's go to our Middle East correspondent, Hugo Bechega. Hugo, you were listening to the news conference and that clip. I suppose the question now is there a gap between the optimism we heard there and from Donald Trump and the reality on the ground?
Yeah, Matthew, I thought it was very interesting that he, tried to strike a positive tone during this news conference. He said he was very optimistic that the ceasefire was going to hold. He was very confident that these negotiations are going to succeed, negotiations over those remaining points of President Trump's plan for Gaza. He also seemed to downplay, the deadly incidents in Gaza last weekend, saying that those incidents were part of the process. And at some points he appeared to acknowledge the fact that these negotiations are going to be very difficult. He said it was going to take some time to negotiate those remaining points. He also said he wouldn't give any kind of deadline for Hamas to disarm, which is a key Israeli demand and a key obstacle in these negotiations. But again, he repeated the threat, President Trump's threat that if Hamas doesn't disarm and it doesn't fulfill its obligations, the group is going to be obliterated. And he also said the priorities right now are security for both Israel and Gaza, reconstruction of Gaza, and the delivery of humanitarian aid. And again, acknowledging the difficult discussions that lie ahead, he said he didn't know how the future governance of Gaza would look like. And also he said that there haven't been discussions about this international force to secure Gaza. So again, he tried to strike a positive tone, but acknowledging that these negotiations are going to be difficult. And we've been talking about this for quite some time now, since this plan was announced by President Trump, that it is a plan that doesn't have lots of details about what happens next. There's no framework for these negotiations to take place, and huge obstacles remain.
Hugo Bechega with the latest. Thanks very much.